freaking first cut. Golly. Welcome to the First Cut Podcast. I'm Rick Gehman, and this is your round 3 recap for this week's Texas Open. Joining me to break it all down, Kyle Porter is here. KP, hey, bud.
What up? They might be done by the time we finish this. Spieth's got the whole golf world backed up by his playing balls off, roofs and gutters. And what is he doing?
He's getting ready for next week. I'm getting ready for next week. I started packing today.
Yeah, baby.
That was
you're leaving on Monday? I'm
not leaving until Tuesday, but I'm staying until the next Tuesday. I'm doing like a HQ show or a sports network show on Monday from the hotel.
Yeah, I think I'm on this. It's Monday afternoon, right?
I think so. Yeah. I'm
actually doing mine from a hotel in Columbia, and then I'm leaving from there on Monday evening.
Okay. Yeah. So it was basically like, if you want me to do this, I have to stay an extra day because I'm going to the West Coast. So I'm not leaving again until Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm leaving Monday.
I'm so amped, dude. I wish I was leaving right now.
What is the thing? We'll get to the Texas Open. What's the thing that you're like non-golf tournament thing that you're like, that's cool. Like, I'm excited for that. It can be food related, merchandise related, whatever.
I'm excited for the no phone situation.
Oh,
I think it's going to be very scary at first, because I was already texting you. I was like, how are we going to know like our HQ stuff? Like if anything changes, or like, how am I going to get a hold of anybody? What if something, this idea that we're always kind of running around and constantly staring at our phones and making sure that everything's in order, we're not going to be able to do that. And I think that'll be very scary at first. And then I think I will love it after that.
I actually did a story on this a couple years ago, and I got quotes from players. It's the coolest. Like, it sounds very trite and dumb to say that, but it is legitimately something that makes that tournament fun and unique.
Yeah. And so I've had people be like, hey, we should meet up. I'm like, okay,
good luck.
How are we going to do that? Go to the big tree at 3:00. I don't know.
Yeah. You gotta, it's that is tough, but it's actually kind of a weird course in that, or not weird, but unusual in that it's an expansive property, but it seems small because of just the way it's like laid out. And so you run into people a lot. Like it's kind of a weird thing. And it makes, it's just, I don't know, like, this sounds so corny and stupid, but it just feels like a throwback to like 50 years ago. And I think there's a lot of things that we don't need to go back to from 50 years ago. But not having phones and just like enjoying a stroll and like seeing people is really cool. It's awesome.
So that'll be number one. And then I'm already trying to, pace myself. I don't have to eat the entire menu on Wednesday, right? I can spread it out over the course of the week, but I'm trying to set that into my brain right now so that I hopefully listen to myself.
Are we in the, you won't, but are we in the press center together?
I hope so.
Well, I didn't know if, since you're with HQ, there's different setups.
I don't know.
So if you're in the press center, the food it's a joke. It's like it's extraordinary. I mean, unbelievable.
I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to sneak in. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But
I hope you're in there. I'm sure. I'm sure you are, because we got to do pods from there and stuff like that. And so they have all the stuff that you get on the menu at Augusta just sitting out all the time, which is a problem. And then they have like a restaurant that's not, I mean, it's not, it's a lunch setup. It's a breakfast setup. It's not like a 5-star dinner menu all the time, but the food it's unbelievable. Like the pancakes and the way they do things it's next level.
If we carpool, you are going to have to drag me off that property.
How much would you pay to be at Rom's Champions Dinner and eat
that? My entire net worth.
It would be amazing.
I could recoup some of my net worth when they start passing around the flags to sign and stuff like that. I'd have to sell all that stuff. I'd have to steal some silverware and plates and sell them and try to do that. But I could recoup a little bit of it, but all of it, I would give it all up.
The food, the night, it's, I thought Chris Solomon, no laying said it best 3 years ago when Hideki won, I think. We said the Masters is the coolest tournament because it means something to everyone that is there, whether you're a patron or a player or a caddy or a spouse or a kid, whatever. Like it is, the PGA Championship is not necessarily, the PGA Championship's amazing and it's a big deal, but it's not like that. US Open even is not really like that. The Masters just is very meaningful to everybody for a different reason, and I think that makes it it's a special week. I'm excited for you to be there.
I'm looking forward to getting out there with you, and I just can't wait. We will cover the final 2 rounds of the Valero Texas Open, and we are mostly done round 3. We'll get to what's happening on the golf course right now live and how it finished up, but let's start with the big movers for the day here, KP. And one of them is going to make his not only Masters debut, but his major championship debut. Ludvig Aberg shot a 67. He moved up 28 spots. He's currently in solo 6th. The only blemish on the card came on the 4th hole, which was his 13th hole of the day. He made bogey there, but it's been a great year. He's rounding into form. He's getting ready for that trip down Magnolia Lane for the first time.
Yeah, he's playing well. He had a weird moment on 17 today where it was his 8th hole of the day. The drivable par 4, playing 299, and he hits it to 11 feet, which you see here, but his driver head came off. Did you see this?
I was watching live. It
was insane.
It looked like because I didn't, it all happened so quickly, and I didn't realize the head came flying off, but it screws up the whole swing. It looks like he hurts himself because mass is not there that you're expecting it to be there.
Yeah.
He looks up and it's 15 feet.
It did look like he hurt himself. He's super interesting because he hasn't made a lot of, like when we talk about win equity, there hasn't been a ton of win equity there for him this year. But then I was looking at this today. I ranked the field from 1 to 88, and I only had like 7 or 8 guys ahead of him. I just think he's playing good golf. He's played pretty well this week. And it'll come down to his iron play, which is not necessarily his strength because he's maybe the 2nd best driver in the world. But next week kind of sets up. I think I said this the other day. I think next week is the best opportunity for somebody, one of the best opportunities since 1979 to have a first timer win the tournament. Hasn't happened in 44 years. I think next week with Wyndham, Ludvig, probably those 2 guys. There's some others you could throw in there, but those 2 give that sort of record the best chance of falling next week.
I bet you the betting odds would agree with that. If you just went through and looked at like the implied equity of first timers, I bet you that would be pretty true. Well, it won't be his first Masters, wouldn't even be his first victory if he got it done. But Hideki Matsuyama was bogey free around TPC San Antonio, a 6 under 66, which featured 4 birdies, including 1 each on his final 2 holes of the day. It's been a good 2024 for Hideki, starting to look like that elite ball striker again, KP.
Yeah, and I think this week, this week you just look at the top of this board and it's kind of hitters only. It's Hideki, it's Ludvig, it's Rory, Akshay's a good ball striker for the most part. Is there any reason Hideki's not like a top 4 favorite for the Masters?
No. Well, yes. The reason is Scotty, Rory, Brooks, and Xander.
Like
he should be like the fourth shortest odds.
Well, that's so yeah. Well, I'd throw Rahm in there, but
Yeah.
Are you more confident that Hideki's going to win the Masters or Xander?
Hideki.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like you could make the case that Hideki's been the second best guy in the world in 2024.
What I like is that he is back. He's back to the DNA. He is back to what he does. What he does best. That's when guys do that. The results start to follow, and they are following this year. And now he's gonna probably this is a really good run for him this week, next week. This is the start of something.
And it's kind of been, I don't know if it's been quiet because he won Riv. He played well at Bay Hill and Players Championship, but I don't know if his name was Spieth or Rory or JT. I feel like people would be shouting from the rooftops, from the rooftop that Spieth was on 18 there.
Nice.
People would be hollering. And with Hideki, it's like, yeah. And his record at Augusta is really good. Like really, really solid. He's just, I don't know. He's kind of just sneaking around a little bit.
Flies under the radar, and I think that's the way he wants it.
For sure.
Not in the Masters for next week. And the only way to get in for Alex Noren is to win. And he went out in 30 today, KP, that featured an eagle on 18, his 9th hole of the day. He did give one back on the par 5 second, his 11th hole, and played his final 7 in even par, all pars there. But this moved him up into the top 10. And you talk about guys who are playing over their baseline in a big way this year. Alex Noren is one of them.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of the better guys in the world that's not in the Masters. You know, you look at him and Bezadenhout and Gooch, our guy, Oosthuizen. The problem for him is he doesn't really have a chance to win this golf tournament. Right? I don't think.
As of right now, he's 9 shots off the lead.
Yeah. So that would be kind of miraculous. But yeah, it's good golf, and it's coming at an age. I think he's about my age. I think he's late 30s, maybe 40. He's not. You're not supposed to be playing like really good golf necessarily at that age, and he's been solid this year. Kind of again under the radar, solid.
Alex Noren is 41.
Okay,
he looks good for 41, but he is indeed 41. We're going to talk about Jordan Spieth, what he did on 18, how it impacted the rest of the field and the top of the leaderboard. But first, we're going to take a quick break and hear a word from our partners.
The PGA Tour returns with the RBC Heritage, April 20th on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
And we're back. KP, Jordan Spieth shot a 73 on Thursday. He followed it up with a spectacular 68 on Friday that got him into the mix here at the Texas Open. He started his day with 2 straight bogeys, but got them both back at 6 and 7. Then was 2 under par before he stepped onto the 18th tee. I'm going to show you a couple things.
Show me all the things.
This is the shot tracker, which is just,
it looks broken.
I mean, it looks broken, but it's also not wrong per se.
Right.
It's not wrong. Then the image that you sent out is much more reflective of what actually happened.
Provocative.
So if you're watching on YouTube, this is a left miss off the tee underneath a tree. An attempt to hit a huge slicing punch shot that winds up in a sewer grate. That's this one here.
Mm-hmm.
Then instead of playing right back towards the hole, he intentionally hits it over here. That's correct. Onto the clubhouse roof. It then settles into a gutter. He then takes this line of relief, this line back into play. That's his TIO relief.
Which is insane.
It's like 60 yards. And then, so he drops there underneath that tree, punches it up to the green.
that's his fourth shot right there from where you were just pointing.
Yes, he has a like long putt for par.
Yeah, so up and down there for par.
He 3-jacks it and makes a double.
Of course. Might win the Masters by 6 or 7. Who knows? I mean, this is like if you erase the name off this and I said, who is this?
100%.
Yeah, everybody that we know would get it.
There is nobody. First off, I have a couple items here. There is nobody else in the field would have been willing to intentionally hit it onto this roof, right?
Okay, here's my question about that. What if it, like, he got it to stick up there?
Yeah. So he said something to Greller. He said, "I'm not going to hit it over," because I think Greller might have said, like, "What happens if you hit it over the roof? Like, you hit it over the clubhouse." And right before he hit it, Spieth said, "I'm not going to hit it over."
But if you do, like, what if it hits the side and come? I guess I don't know.
I guess as long as you're over here somewhere, you're getting relief from this grandstand, right?
Gotcha.
As long as you could be underneath this tree, or you could be in by the front door, or you could be in the garden here. As long as
that's so stupid.
Yeah.
That's just like against the spirit of the rule.
Well, there should be OB stakes running up here.
Yeah.
Right.
True. But like, if you and I were playing TPC San Antonio, you know what we do on that? What is that? The third shot? We try to hit a running hook over water that would invariably end up in the other water because we wouldn't be able to hook it.
Yeah.
And we'd make 8.
Yeah. He made 7.
Yeah. He 3-putted for 7.
The other thing that I find fascinating is how immersive these graphics are. What did they felt the need to include?
Yeah.
This swing set over here.
Oh, I thought that was a like a front loader or something.
Oh no, it's like a kid's swing set, right? This is the slide down here, canopy up top. This is where you crawl up.
He'll play off that tomorrow.
Yeah, why not? Fan shops over here, everything. They got everything.
I mean, where are we at with Spieth? I was talking to some friends on I think yesterday, and I was like, I think Spieth might win the Masters. And then I watch him play, and I'm like, I don't know if Spieth can win like the Dallas County Championship.
The sick part is the stuff that makes him so maddening. 51 weeks a year makes him so great at Augusta National.
Did you see what he said on Thursday?
No.
One, he said, "I'm driving the living piss out of the ball." I think he's like 50th off the tee. And 2, he said, I just am playing better than my score. Just playing better than I'm just hitting it. He's like, I've hit it so much worse and had multiple top 10s in a row. I'm just playing better than my score. And somebody commented and was like, that's what everybody says. That's what we all say.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I don't know where we're at. I've seen some spectacular stuff. I'm excited to see the creativity in full effect, but man, it is a lot of it is really not pretty, man. He's all over the yard, and that's even by Spieth standards, he's all over the yard.
Well, yeah, and I think you're right. Like at Augusta, it doesn't matter as much, especially if you're missing right and not if you're missing left, it does matter. But if you're missing right, it doesn't matter as much. But man, think about like when he was really like thriving at Augusta, 16 or 15, 16, 14 even. He was hitting like fairway green. He was just knocking down flag sticks. And that's just a hard thing to do if you're always hitting around a tree, behind a creek, everything else. Now, can you get away with it at Augusta? Can he manage that course as well as anybody besides Phil, probably. It's just a hard formula to win the Masters, you know? And that's the part where it's like, yeah, I feel like really confident that he's going to contend at some point, but he also might lose by 15 by the time we get to Sunday.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. There will be a moment where it's like, holy crap, Jordan Spieth's going to win this thing.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, he's down 12.
Right. And that wasn't that long ago. Still looking for that formula to win the Masters is Rory McIlroy. And got off to a little bit of a rocky start here. KP double on his first hole of the day, bounces back with a birdie on number 2, gets to level par by 6, makes a couple more bogeys late, a couple more birdies late, and it's an even par round of 72. So good, bad. What are we getting? Are we more optimistic, less optimistic, or the same amount of optimistic as we were 3 days ago for his Masters chances?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I guess slightly more. I don't know that I'm going to pick Rory to win the Masters. What's he at on approach play?
18th, gains 4 strokes.
That's for the week?
That's for the week.
Okay. I actually haven't seen I've seen a lot of Spieth. I haven't seen a lot of Rory. I've seen more. I just haven't seen a ton of him this week. It seems like he's hitting his short irons better, like in the times that I did see him. I think, listen, like I think Augusta is for him 90% mental at this point. Like physically, he's mostly there. I think he'd probably like his iron play to be in a slightly better spot, but I think it's good enough to win the Masters. I think it's just mentally, can he get to a place where he's comfortable and like ready to rock and roll? I think that's hard. I think it's hard for anybody. I think he has so many weird experiences there that it's especially hard for him. And he wants it so bad that it's just a weird combination of things that make it very difficult for him to get into the right mental space.
Just please don't double the first hole on Thursday. Just give me.
Well, he talked about this on, I think it was Thursday. Maybe I don't know, Thursday or Friday this week, of like, hey, my whole goal was to eliminate huge numbers, which today was his first double. And I think he mentioned like improving his approach play. And he basically described how Scotty Scheffler wins how Scotty Scheffler wins tournaments, which is accepting that par's okay, and staying disciplined. And he's kind of doing that this week. I mean, Akshay's running away, which whatever, like that happens. I think Rory's actually been pretty good about that this week. It's just, I think it's hard for him. I think it's hard for all those guys to do. I think it's really hard for him to do because he does have talent that a lot of other guys don't have. And it's just so difficult to stay disciplined for 72 holes.
Staying disciplined is what Denny McCarthy is trying to do, because he is gaining and has gained 13 strokes to the field this week, KP, and he is getting lapped. We'll talk about Akshay in a second, but Denny makes 6 birdies on Saturday, just 1 bogey. He's rolling everything in. He's 3 shots clear of every golfer not named Akshay Bhatia, and unfortunately, unless something drastically changes, he's not going to win this golf tournament.
Yeah, he's playing great. I love Denny. I think he's just super fun to follow and to watch. And he did the walk and talk today. And I don't know. He's a really good golfer that I don't know if he's a dynamic personality. I think I enjoy him. I think he's really intriguing just to listen to and to watch play golf. So it's been a good week. It's just he picked a bad week for it to be a good week.
Yeah, he did, because Akshay Bhatia is trying to go wire to wire, and the 68 that he shot on Saturday, 4 under par, certainly helps. He is going to enter the final round 4 shots clear of everybody else. He is 15 under par. He tacked on 1 at 17, and KP was just moments ago because of how this round finished up. He got another one at 18 as well. He has not yet blinked in the face of trying to get into the Masters and win on the PGA Tour.
It's a big Sunday, right? It's been. Can you pull up his strokes gained numbers? I think he's
Sure.
19th in putting. Man, he's hitting it great.
First in approach, 5th off the tee, 10th around the green, 19th with the putter. Yeah, that's a 4-shot lead.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. I think that Sunday is going to be harder than he would imagine because it's just different. Like, I think it's one thing to try to close out your first full field PGA Tour event. He won the Barracuda, right?
I thought he won. Did he win the Barracuda? Why did I think he was winning? Are you going to beat me to it?
Yeah, he won the Barracuda.
Okay.
Over Patrick Rogers.
Right, sure.
But that's super impressive. Like, really amazing. I think it's different when you're trying to win an event with a 4-shot lead, knowing that, like, if you win, you're in the Masters next week.
Yeah.
Like, that's and playing well. That's just hard. Like, and to go wire to wire. Like, I think mentally he'll be cooked by tomorrow.
He's already dreaming of, wow, I'll get in here, then I'll play well. Who knows what could happen? The next 8 days could change my life.
Yeah, and like Augusta's great for lefty. Like, you know what's gonna happen. You know, there's a lot there. I mean, it's a big deal. I think one of the things I love about the Masters is being in the field feels like it's the most what's the word I'm looking for? Like, examined, or what am I trying to say? Like, looked at field in all of golf. Like, it's the most studied field in golf. Yeah. And if you're in it, it's a massive deal. And so I think, you know, he can say, well, I'm just going to focus on winning a tour event, which is hard enough, but there's no way you're not thinking about the Masters.
Yeah, I forgot he won Barracuda. I think I was thinking of Abaco. He won a Corn Ferry event in the Bahamas. I think that was
when he was like 19.
Yeah, then he almost defended it the next year, I'm pretty sure. I wanted to mention to you on Thursday, but you weren't on until Saturday. Justin Lauer gave us, I think, the best opportunity ever of a true wire-to-wire situation that you've talked about before. So Justin Lauer was in the first group on Thursday, and he was the first-round leader until Akshay got hot in the afternoon. So for 85% of round one, the situation that you described, true wire-to-wire.
Yeah.
That's as far as I can remember it going.
It's so, like, it almost can't happen because you have the worst, you don't have the best players in the first group out on Thursday.
Right.
It's just so hard, so difficult.
I was so excited when I realized that he was in the first group, and I was like, let's go. Let's do it.
That's awesome.
Anything else? 4-shot lead for Akshay. Oh, yes, there is something else. I've got to show you the odds board.
Let me guess. Akshay is minus 200.
Akshay is minus 350.
Wow. That's shorter than I would have thought.
Denny is 4-1. No one else shorter than Hideki at 28-1.
I would take Denny, Hideki, or Ludvig and just hope that Akshay shoots 80.
I mean, this will probably... Is he really just going to run away with this wire to wire? That'd be pretty sick. Or is there going to be a moment tomorrow that this is a 1-shot lead?
I think there'll probably be there usually is, right? Think about DJ at the Masters in 2020. Like he's on the second hole, he dumps one in the bunker. You're like, DJ might lose, and then he wins by like 5 or whatever. So even if he wins, I think there'll be a moment. But I would take one of those next 4 guys. Like three of the next 4, I think are interesting.
Jordan Spieth is 500 to 1 if you think he can overcome a 12-shot deficit and about a dozen guys ahead of him.
Yeah, no chance.
No chance. Anything else before we put a bow on this? And
no, this is it. I've got all my Masters work done. Nothing on Sunday for me. I will see you in Augusta.
Oh, you could just say those to me over and over and over again. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure I'll text you, but safe travels. And I'm looking forward to getting out there. We will be back Sunday night. Resolution of the Texas Open. Looking forward to the Masters. We've already done an early Masters preview, an hour-long show that is on YouTube as well. And there will obviously be a lot coming. Big thanks. Producer Harry does all the hard work tonight. 1s and 2s behind the scenes. Thank you very much. That right there, Kyle Porter. You can find him on Twitter at Kyle Porter CBS, and you can find me at Rick Run Good. This has been The First Cut. We'll catch you next time.